Hello and welcome to the analysis of the Hindu newspaper dated February 6th, 2023. In this video, we are going to talk about two important newspaper articles which are going to be very important, very significant for the civil services examination. So let's start this video with the first important newspaper article. Now this particular newspaper article is regarding a balloon. Now this is not an ordinary balloon because this is a Chinese balloon which is flying over the United States. Now the United States have shot down this particular balloon and this has caused some of the reactions with the Chinese. We are going to talk about it. Now why is this particular newspaper article? This particular newspaper article is important for the GS paper 2, that is international relations. So first let's understand the context of it and then we will talk about what is the reactions which have been with the Chinese and the United States. Now the United States early on Sunday shot down a Chinese surveillance balloon that had floated over the American airspace for several days. Now this has triggered the latest diplomatic crisis and it has already worsened the relations between the world's two biggest powers, right? Now the Beijing has sharply reacted to it. Now China doesn't believe that it was a surveillance balloon. They say it was for meteorological purposes and it has drifted off the course to the United States. This is what they are trying to say. Now the Chinese military also said that they now reserve the right to take the same measures if a similar situation arose, right? So this is what is the Chinese stand. They say that it was a meteorological balloon. It was used for meteorological purposes. Now what are the lessons that India can draw from it? Now such Chinese balloons have been obviously spotted over Asia as well, including the Andamans. So this is a big caution for India as well. Now India should exercise the same action as done by the Americans in order to maintain the security of the region, right? So this is it regarding this particular newspaper article. Let's now head to the next important newspaper article. Now this particular newspaper article talks about Andhra Pradesh capital, right? So there's some kind of tussle going on. We will talk about it. Now why are these kind of articles important? They are important for the GS paper 2, that is Indian polity. Let's first understand the context of it, what has been the story so far, and then we will talk about what is the political tussle going on right now. Now Now the Andhra Pradesh, the state of Andhra Pradesh was formed by the Andhra Pradesh Reorganization Act of 2014 when it was separated, when the state of Andhra Pradesh was separated into two states, right? Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Now Telangana's capital is Hyderabad, and at this particular point of time, Andhra Pradesh capital is also Hyderabad. Now this particular capital has to be made. Now Andhra Pradesh has to make a new capital, right? Now the new capital was going to be the capital city of Amravati, right? According to the Andhra Pradesh CRDA Act, right? Now this particular act was going to ensure that Amravati is going to be the new capital of the Andhra Pradesh, and for that purpose a land pooling scheme was offered to the farmers in capital region, because the land had to be acquired, because new buildings had to be constructed, the whole capital city had to be constructed in order to suffice all the necessary requirements of a state's capital. Now for that purpose land pooling scheme was offered to the farmers, in which the farmers pooled their land and they sold that particular land to the state, right? Now this particular land of 33,000 acres was acquired for building the capital. Now this was going very fine, and now why was this particular capital chosen? So this particular capital was chosen by then Chief Minister Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. Now, this particular capital was not the preference of the Shiv Ram Krishnan Committee, which was appointed in 2014. It favored the Vizag region, but Naidu said that he wanted a greenfield capital, and that is why the new region for the development has to be identified, and that is why the Amravati capital came into being. The idea of making Amravati as the state capital came into being. Now what has changed back now? In 2019, all of this changed when the new government came in. Now the YSR Congress defeated the TDP to form the government, and it immediately appointed the GN Rao committee. Now this particular committee came forward with the three capital plan. Now the three capitals were going to be Vishakhapatnam, that is Vizag, which was going to be executive capital, Kurnool was going to be the judicial capital, and Amravati was going to be the legislative capital. Now this particular plan was moved forward in January 2020 when the Assembly approved the repealing of the APCRDA Act, which made the Amravati the capital, right? Now, this particular act was repealed, which was passed during the Chandrababu Naidu's government, and and a new bill was introduced, which was known as AP Centralization. That is, sorry, Andhra Pradesh Decentralization and Inclusive Development of All Regions Bill 2020. But this came to all halt when 63 farmers approached the Andhra Pradesh High Court against the new act. They wanted the earlier act. They wanted only the Amravati to remain as the main capital. And after sustained agitation and the court proceedings in March 2022, the Andhra Pradesh High Court gave a verdict which stated that the state government should follow through with the earlier Andhra Pradesh CRDA Act, where Amravati should be the state capital. But this particular verdict by the Andhra Pradesh High Court was now challenged in the Supreme Court. So the state of Andhra Pradesh went to the Supreme Court. Now the Supreme Court has at this particular point of time said that this particular Supreme Court had now at this particular point of time reserved its final judgment, and the hearing of the process is still on. But on November 28, 2022, the Supreme Court stayed the Andhra Pradesh High Court's order for developing Amravati as the only state capital. And the reasoning that they gave that is that the courts cannot be the town planner. It is up to the government to decide that, but at this particular point of time, this particular judgment has been stayed, right? So, so what is the politics going on right now? So on January 31, what happened is that Mr. Reddy, in an investor summit at New Delhi, declared the Vishakhapatnam will shortly become the capital, and that he will be also shifting to the port city. Now, opposition parties pointed out that it was contempt of court, as the case was still pending in the apex court, and the senior advocate of Andhra Pradesh High Court, G. Lakshmi Narayan, has written a letter to the Chief Justice of India, citing that Chief Minister has grossly violated Section 2C of the Contempt of Courts Act 1971, as his remarks amounted to undermining the authority of the Supreme Court and interfering with the administration of justice with regard to the capital city of Andhra Pradesh. So while state is primarily fighting on the grounds of infringement of federal structure, a few critical legal aspects such as property rights and contractual obligations to the farmers need to be considered at this particular point of time, because farmers have pooled their land. 33,000 acres of land has been pooled, and they have been promised to pay, that they will get paid, right? So it becomes very important to give more clarification regarding it, and only the Supreme Court can give clarification regarding it, because they have reserved their judgment in this particular case. So this is it regarding this particular newspaper article, and this is it for the day. Thank you from my side. Do like and share the video and subscribe to this channel. Have a good day. Bye.